Welcome to Not So Creative. In this video, I'll guide you through the process of picking up stitches, whether from the selvage, cast on edge, or bind off edge. This technique is essential for seamless knitting, whether you're adding borders, neckbands, or working on finishing details. I'll break it down step by step, showing you how to identify the right stitches to pick up and how to maintain the consistency for a polished look. Grab your yarn and needles, and let's get started. I have a stockinette sample here, and before we begin picking up stitches from the selvage edge, we first need to identify the correct column of stitches we are trying to pick up. If you look closely at the selvage, depending on your tension, the first column might appear slightly messy. One leg of the stitches may look looser than the other. This happens because, in this case, I tend to purl more loosely than I need on the wrong side. However the case, if you carefully examine the edge, you can still see the V shapes. These are the stitches we need to pick up. Here's how you do it. Grab your needle and insert it under both legs of the first V, like this. Wrap the working yarn around your needle and pull it through to create a stitch. Repeat this process for the next stitch. If you're having trouble locating the V's, try gently pull on the first column of stitches. You'll see small horizontal ladders appear. Each space between the ladders represents the stitch you need to pick up. Now, if you're following a pattern, it may specify a stitch pickup ratio, such as 2 out of every 3 stitches. That means pick up 2 consecutive stitches and then skip the third stitch and move to the next one. Pick up 2 more stitches and then skip the next stitch. Continue this method across the edge, maintaining consistency. This is how the pick-up stitches look from the front, and here's how they appear from the back. As you can see, this is a neat row of stitches forming along the selvage edge. Now, let's look at picking up stitches from the cast on and bind off edges. I have a stockinette sample here with a traditional bind off at the top and a long tail cast on at the bottom. Before picking up stitches, let's analyze the structure of both edges. Looking at the bind off edge, you'll notice small V shapes laying from right to left. Now, looking at the cast on edge, you'll see the same V shapes, but they lean from left to right, since they were formed at the start of the project. This means we can use the same method to pick up stitches on both edges. Now, let's get started. Take your needle and working yarn. I'll use a contrasting color so you can see the stitches clearly. Depending on your tension, it may be more or less visible. Insert your needle under both legs of the first V. Wrap the working yarn around the needle and pull it through to create the first stitch. This part can feel tricky, so take your time. Repeat the process, picking up stitches along the entire edge. And that's it. Here's how the stitches look from the front, and this is how they appear from the back. You can see the row of V's forming neatly along the edge. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what projects you'll be using this technique for. Have you struggled with picking up the stitches before? Thanks for watching, happy knitting, and I'll see you in the next video.